Yo, what is good, YouTube, and welcome back to another JC2K video. In today's video, we're going to be talking about the brand new special offer here in the pack market in NBA 2K24 MyTEAM, and this special offer is really good, kind of. I'll explain what I mean and what I'm saying and what this probably means as this video progresses. Before we hop into the video, if you haven't already, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Help me push towards the 25,000 subscriber mark on the channel. I upload every single day. I would really appreciate it if y'all do subscribe. Without further ado, let's hop right into it. So, the player in the pack market today is Galaxy OPAL Hakeem OLAJUWON for 75,000 VC. I have a feeling that a lot of people are going to buy this. My personal opinion is I would still probably encourage people not to buy this, not to spend money, but at least it's not gambling, and it's one of the better big men in the game. That much is a fact. Hakeem is elite. I already have him. I pulled him out of a single the week that he was in packs, so I personally obviously will not be buying Hakeem. I probably wouldn't buy him anyway, but I would not be surprised if a lot of people do, and this is certainly one of the better things they have had to quote-unquote spend money on in a while. 20 bucks for a guaranteed Hakeem is one of the best bigs in the game. It's not a horrible value by itself. The problem that I have is that a card like Hakeem should have been in the player market for the last month since he came out. He should have been attainable for whatever price point that might be. Even if that is, if this is a discounted Hakeem, if he's 100,000 VC, 200,000 MT, that's fine. Whatever he is, give him a price, MT and VC, and put him in the player market. That's what should be happening here, and that's why I'm not going to celebrate a card like Hakeem being here for 75,000 VC. You still can only get the card if you spend money, so it's not great. This isn't something to praise. I think people are going to, at least some people are going to try to praise this. I don't think this is really something to praise, that they're dropping cards that should have already been directly viable as being directly viable. 75,000 VC by itself is not a ridiculous price, and if he was even more expensive than that, but buyable in the player market with both a VC and MT price, I would have no issues with that. And if they wanted to drop discounted players in the pack market still for a discounted VC price, I have no issues with that whatsoever. But put the cards in the player market so that they can be bought by the people playing the game. I mean, it's just, I have a very hard time getting excited about this. I'm just hoping that this means that and the fact that we got Galaxy OPAL Carl Anthony Towns for MT on Thursday, I'm just crossing my fingers that this means that we're going to continue to get really good cards that are buyable this season. I'm hoping at some point it's going to be more and more stuff buyable with MT. I'm not going to exactly get my hopes up. I'm going to be realistic. I think that the gambling only stuff is kind of here to stay at this point. That kind of seems to be what 2K has proven is going to be the case. And as unfortunate as that is, we just kind of have to be aware that that is kind of what the case what it looks like the truth of this game is kind of going to be for the foreseeable future. So in a vacuum, is Hakeem worth $20? To a lot of people who play the game and have a good income and have a good amount of money, the answer might be yes in a vacuum. With the way the game is currently and the way that things have been, I would personally say no, probably not. But again, it's up to y'all to a certain extent to decide what you want to do with your money, and I'm not going to sit here at the end of the day and tell people what to do with their money. But my personal opinion is I don't think this is something we can continue to support. It's just my opinion. I would not recommend supporting it personally. I mean, everybody is obviously allowed to do what they want with their own money, like I've said, but I personally think even something like this is still just not where it needs to be. It's not what we're really looking for, and I don't think we should be praising mediocrity. You know what I mean? In my opinion, this is still mediocre content and not as attainable or as good as it should be. And that's just my opinion, obviously, but I don't know. I just find it. Hakeem is a great card, man. And if that, here's the honest truth. I'm not gonna BS y'all. If they were to drop like Ron Artest in the player market, or in the pack market, I should say, for 75,000 VC, I would at least be very tempted to buy him. I will say that. Like, I personally am not going to sit here and get on my high horse and say that I haven't done that before and stuff like that and spend my money on this game. You know what I mean? I'm not going to try to BS anybody or anything along those lines. I just think, in my personal opinion, it's not really worth it with the way that 2K has been treating their consumer recently. I don't know. I don't think that's bad to say, honestly. Like, I think that's kind of been the truth of the last couple of months of my team. And I just, again, I don't think accepting mediocrity is going to be the solution. So for me personally, the only way that I recommend interacting with this gambling content, the only way that I personally have been interacting with it is through these sets and locking them in with MT the last few weeks. I've locked in, I think I locked in one of these with VC. I forget which one it was, but all of the other ones I've locked in with MT, and I've made a lot of progress progress on locking in these sets, and I'm grinding towards this one as well. Almost done with Terrence Ross. I'm what, less than 50,000 MT away at this point. What I've been doing the last couple days grinding wise has been triple threat. I'm up to 70 wins. I had like 13 a day ago, so I've been grinding a lot of triple threat offline, trying to get this Gilbert Arenas card. Like, the game is still very playable and very accessible. If you know what you're doing and if you grind the game intentionally, which is what I have been doing. And it's allowed me to continue to access these cards to a certain extent. And I'm about to get a Dark Matter here in the next day or so, which is cool. And I hope I'll get a good Dark Matter because this week's Dark Matter is cool. But at the same time, me personally, I have to kind of come to terms with and accept that I'm just not going to be able to get all of the best packable cards. And unfortunately, I'm probably just not going to get most of them. So in order for me to compete, I have to, number one, be good at the game. Number two, I have to go out and get all of the good free rewards I can. And I think grinding MT and locking in the set each week gives me the opportunity to get a really good team card that can definitely impact my team in a positive way as well, which is something that I do enjoy. And I'm looking forward to getting that Dark Matter. I think you can still find enjoyment with the game despite the problematic things that do exist, if you are looking for it. And if you choose to just find the good, not that there is a ton of good about my team. I'm not going to sit here and praise them as a company at all this year. Take-Two and EA Take-Two's just been really greedy, and I just can't stand behind what they have done this year, in my opinion. But like, this gambling only just ruins everything to a certain extent. But as a content creator, I mean, I do try to find some sort of positive when I can, and I think there are some positives. The free rewards themselves, especially like SGA and Glen Rice, that is a huge positive. That's the biggest positive, and really the biggest thing that I think has kept me engaged this season is the fact that SGA was the level 40. I've already gotten him. Now I'm grinding towards Glen Rice, and that's like two of the very best cards in the game. The two best cards at probably the two most important positions in my team. That is really important right now for the state of this game, is the fact that some of the very best cards in the game are attainable for free. And the hope is that that continues, because if that continues, I think my team will be in a much better state. But, okay, honestly, I kind of feel like I'm rambling at this point. So, back to the point of the video. Should you buy Hakeem? My personal advice would be probably not. But if you want Hakeem, I'm not going to sit here and bash somebody who chooses to buy him. At the end of the day, you're not gambling to get the card. I think it's reasonable, honestly. I don't have a problem with it. So if you want to get Hakeem and he's a card you really want, and I know there are a lot of people out there who do want Hakeem, I don't think that's a ridiculous thing to do at all. I don't know if I'd personally recommend it. I probably wouldn't personally recommend it, but I'm not going to tell people what to do with their money, like I've said before. So with that being said, that is where I'm going to call this video. I hope y'all did enjoy. If you did, make sure you hit that like button, leave a comment, and subscribe. I'll be back with more 2K content very, very soon, and I appreciate y'all. Peace.